Okay, Lee, how did you get involved with this project, and how did it come to you?
It came to me from the late Laura Ziskind, who, if any of you don't know, produced Pretty Woman and Spider-Man, the Spider-Man franchise, and she had optioned it for Sony from an article based on a Washington Post piece that Will Haygood wrote about a butler, and Danny Strong wrote an incredible script that we developed, and it was magic from the moment I read it.
It was magic. It is magic.
Thank you.
Forrest, could you tell us how you became the butler? What did you see in this man? Why did he attract you? How did you change yourself physically to step into his shoes?
I thought it was amazing, amazing story. The story of Eugene Allen, and was the original inspiration. I think that they wrote this amazing script from, and this character serving these presidents in the White House, these 8 presidents in the White House, and it allowed me the opportunity to deal with my family, the love of my family, my wife, my son, our relationship, and also at the same time my own stance on the world and how I wanted to be able to live, and everyone deserved the quality of a good life, and it moved into the civil rights movement because of that, trying to strive for that. So what I did was I started to do research on the period and the time. I started looking at that as a whole so that I could make that an organic part of myself, so the experiences of the day would be inside of me. And I started to work with a Butler coach to start to learn about how to serve, and the concept and the way of thinking that they would have. And I started working on the accent, the dialect, to find the right speech, which I spoke to Lee about a lot, to try to find what was the right voice for this person and how to combine it with the original person. And then the physicality of the aging, which I thought was a big part of the sort of dramaturgy, or the part of like all the history and the moments in the script, to get to work with all these people and try to put them inside of myself so that I would be able to age in a way that would feel organic. I mean, I think the thing that helped me, the thing that made it work was like these artists were so talented. So there was really a great fortunate thing to get to walk on a set and like be working with extraordinary actors in every phase of the piece, whether it was with these guys with Cuba and Lenny and the humor and the depth of it, or all these presidents would live, and everyone was so powerful. And of course the family with Oprah and with David, it was this thing of intimacy that we were trying to find, so that we would be able to convey our desire, our deep desire to stay together as a whole family and to be one. And it was that family we were trying to do, and my son was dealing with trying to make the family of the United States, to bring them together in a healing way too at the same time. And all these people were bringing it together to make it happen for me. It was an extraordinary, unbelievable experience. I feel so fortunate to get to work with all these people and to work under Lee because of it. Yeah.
Thanks. Why don't we step back to Danny and talk about that character? And it's inspired by a true story, but what did you do in terms of research and digging out more and digging deeper?
Sure. Well, it's inspired by Eugene Allen, and I interviewed Eugene Allen. It was an amazing experience, and I also interviewed many other members of the White House staff. I did about 25 interviews in total. I read memoirs of people that worked at the White House, and this sort of composite character started to bubble up. I was getting so many amazing stories from so many different people that I felt like it would be a disservice not to try and use as much of this as possible in creating this family. And it felt that the more people's stories I could use, the more of a universal truth would be created for this experience. And I like to say that the film's not inspired by a true story, it's inspired by many true stories.